Now uploading new users. The administrators are excited to welcome you to a new experience. Entering World Replica. World Replica is a die RPG actual play produced by BaddieBards. Enter a realm where the extraordinary becomes reality. Are you ready? Before we log in, please listen to these terms of service. Content warnings are as follows: unreality, parental abuse, death, grief, loss of autonomy, zombies, parental loss of a child, and gun usage. Please be safe. Stand by for a system announcement.
This show is proudly recorded on Zencastr. When we first started recording our podcast, we had a lot of options. We needed a platform that could record and generate separate tracks and videos with a full suite of professional tools at our disposal. Zencastr does everything for us, and it'll do more for you. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code BaddieBards, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences I do for all my podcasting and content needs. And it's time to share your story.
Now logging on.
Hello, hi, and thank you all for coming out for the first session of World Replica, and I am so happy and I am so proud to be here. My name is Queon. I go by Brother Queon across all of the internets, and yeah, I have the pleasure of being surrounded by a table of some good-looking gamers. Go ahead and say hi, good-looking gamers. Yeah. So yeah, I would like to go ahead and get some of these amazing people introduced. Hey Mac, how are you doing?
Greetings and salutations. I am Mac Epiphany. Tonight I will be playing Atticus, both of us he, him pronouns. And keep an eye out for me, because I'm going to be running my Avatar campaign, Legend of Light and Shadows.
Listen, Mac is one of my DMs, and I personally am excited to see this Avatar campaign, and I cannot wait. Next up, Aetherius. What you talking about?
I read the name Kai and read right past it when I was trying to unmute myself. I'm going to be playing Kai, so that'll make sense retroactively here. Hi, hello. My name is Aetherius Bordeaux. I'm known around the internet as Vampire Himbo. You can find me on Instagram and Threads at Vampire Himbo, and then on Twitch you can find me at Vampire_Himbo. I just started streaming again over on my channel.
That's Aetherius, and Aetherius is amazing. I've heard so many amazing things about them, and I am so happy that they decided to come and play at my little table. This makes me so happy. Anyway, with that being said, hey Melvyn, what's going on?
Hi, I'm Melvyn, pronouns they, them. You'll know me on Instagram as Cosmic Melvyn, all Y's, no I's. Yeah, I'm really excited to be here. This is gonna be so much fun. I haven't been part of a table like this in quite a while. Not sure what's next from here, but I'm just excited to get started with this. Oh, and I will be playing, what is my character's name? Secret Jones. I'll be playing Secret Jones, yes.
And I am excited for everybody to get to see them, and also to see you play such an amazing character. It's going to be so dope. Last but not least, hey Bluu, what's going on with you?
Hi, it's me. I'm Bluu. I'm known in the internet streets as King V_ and as King with a Y. My pronouns are they, them. I'll be playing Altair Taisi, who uses any pronouns. Shit, what we got going on? By the time y'all listen to this, season 2 of Echo will have been wrapped up, so I hope you listen to that shit, because it's really freaking good. And I'll be in Mac's campaign, actually, the Avatar, the last Airbender campaign. And you can also catch up on Mortui Vivos Docent, which is the Call of Cthulhu campaign that I'm in. So lots of fun things, lots of exciting things.
Oh, that's so dope. Oh yeah. But yeah, so Bluu is across is super busy and is like also so damn dope. And I am just so happy to have all of this like amazing talent, this blackness, especially in Black History Month. Oh, this is dope. I think it's time for us to log in to World Replica.
Please log in.
The word rut is defined as a habit or pattern or behavior that has become dull and unproductive, but is hard to change. Stagnant, if you will. The word is also defined as a long, deep track made by repeated passage of wheels of a vehicle. There is some comfort to be taken in the second definition, however. For when you find yourself stuck in a rut, you can be sure that others have been there with you or are stuck there with you currently. And as we take ourselves from a rut of stagnation, our camera pans and we are in the year 2042. Distant future, this is a more of a utopian type of feel for the world. Things aren't, there's not a war going on. Things are very calm on the surface. For the most part, as our player characters would understand, everything is not always as it seems on the surface. There are some times where you may be dealing with a couple things behind closed doors. Behind one of these closed doors, and it may not be a physical door, it may just be an emotional one. Bluu, can you tell us about your character? Who are you? And what are you doing?
Altair is a 5'10", fat, dark, warm brown, like dark skin, like bright ginger locked up shorty with one eye that is a dark brown and another that is a sort of like ocean blue. I imagine, depending on the time of day, they're either at the library or they're at home.
It is very early mornings.
Altair has not slept yet then. They are still fucking locked into Ouroboros Online. I feel like they're probably farming some XP right now. Their eyes have deep ass bags under them. They are clearly not getting any fucking sleep. And I think they like look up at the clock. They realize what time it is. And they kind of like rub their eyes because it's sore from like staring at the screen this entire time. So they get up, splash some cold water on their face, put on their fucking compression gloves because gamer chronically online. This nigga has a carpal tunnel, and they sit right back where they were, and they keep farming.
As you continue to log back into Ouroboros Online, which has become one of the world's largest virtual online playing games, you get sort of, do you get anxious when you're not in your space?
Definitely. They're not somebody who like, if they have to go out in public to grab something, they're doing it as fast as they can and really not talking to people like that when they go out, and getting back in their car and going home as fast as they can.
Okay. So as you start splashing water in your face and getting ready to go, before you get back to the computer, you look at yourself and there's the face of someone who has been fighting for so long staring back at you. And as you are staring at yourself, You hear the ruckus of your neighbors going through, getting their day started, and your alarm goes off. And you're unable to log back into Ouroboros because you have to go to the library and handle yet another job, just another thing that you have to get done in the day.
Yeah. There's a sense of dread that kind of fills Altair. I think like they look at themselves and they are really like looking at themselves, like they're looking into like their own eyes. They hear that alarm going in the background, and the sense of like dread and like fatigue that fills them makes their shoulders like slump. And I just look away, and they drag themselves to their closet to pull out today's outfit. They definitely take their time getting ready. They move like at a snail's pace. They don't give a fuck if they're late. They're gonna get there when they get there. And it just, it sucks I even have to fucking be here, but I'm gonna get there. Yeah, I think Altair is like mentally preparing themselves for the day. They're like mumbling to themselves as they get ready, like, "Hi, I'm Altair. How can I help you today? Yes, it'll be over in this section." Like memorizing, like going through where they know like certain sections in the library will be for like popular genres and such. Just practicing basically their fucking lines that they will have to say as a goddamn NPC today. That is how they are like picturing themselves, like, and how they kind of get through it. They're like, okay, I'm an NPC in this story. I'm gonna say what I need to say to get through this fucking day and this quest, so to speak, and then I'll be home and I'll be free.
As this continues and you are drudging through getting this day started, as you head out, you peer over to just above where your keys are. There's a small calendar, and there's a date that is circled. There's no distinction within it. No happy birthdays. No anything special to somebody looking at it from the outside. But to you, you know that this day marks when one of your best friends went missing. And as that feeling hits you and you still leave for the day, you head out, you get in your car, you're heading to this library. Our camera pans from Altair and it takes us clear to a completely different city, far from where this person has grown up, far from the comforts of home or the imaginations of comfort of home. We find ourselves heading into an office. Mac, can you tell me about your character, please?
So, Atticus Majors is a hotshot lawyer in the big city now. He's been doing good in defense law, and there are whispers around the office of him being offered partner. So, he's trying to do everything he can, make sure, the suits are always fresh. He's in on time, and just making the best appearance that he can make. He's got a few cases that he's working right now. He tries not to bother nobody. He's good at his job. He doesn't love his job. So, come in, do your job, don't make any waves, smile and wave.
So, as you are moving into this space and things feel very restrictive here, you're doing great things. You're making a difference to people. You are actually helping people in a way that you didn't think you would be able to. But a piece of you is still not fulfilled in this instance. And as you are walking into your office, across the hall, walking down, holding 2 cups of coffee, just like trying to figure out everything, holding like an entire thing of caseloads and their coffee and yours. Mr. Atticus, walks one of your interns.
Come on in. Let me get that for you. I take both coffees and like set them down.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I think I might have spilled coffee on this one. Please don't be mad. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Let's see.
And they hand. This is Carter. They are the newest intern that has been assigned to you, and they are just learning the ropes, trying to understand how law works, and they're still trying to figure out if they want to be a lawyer just to be as a criminal defense lawyer or go into the judge sphere of things. And yeah, they are a bumbling idiot. They are holding things together with chewing gum and prayer.
So, Atticus gives one of those good, there's that migraine forming, and I'm going to look at...
do you need me to grab your Tylenol?
Yes, please. I'm going to look over the file and see how badly it's damaged. Like if I need to go ahead and just print out a new one.
They run over, grab the Tylenol, come back. Here you go. Again, super sorry. I also have a message for you.
What is it?
It's from your dad. He says, good work on your last case. And he can't wait to see you for the holidays.
I'll get to that when I get to it.
Okay. I don't think I have anything crazy on my caseload today because I have now ruined said caseload. But I think that there was also a mention of of a party or something like that next week. They were just trying to get your RSVP. There wasn't anything crazy. It's just an office party. It's Susan's going away.
Yeah, you can.
But they know that you're busy, so they understand that if you're not going to be able to make it. But Susan really did like you.
You can put down that I'll be there.
Okay.
And I absolutely don't want to go, but like, I can't not make it.
Right. So Carter leaves your office frantically to leave you with the caseload and the message from your father.
See you then.
The morning continues to go in like a sort of a bustle. You get into a very good groove in your day. You're checking your emails. You're handling your cases, answering phone calls. You notice the day. It is also the anniversary of one of your friends' disappearance.
What time is it when I notice that?
A little before lunch for you.
I'm gonna like knock over at like the next office over. I'm gonna take an early out.
You mean an early lunch or just you gone for the day?
Early lunch. I'll be back.
Okay, all right. Everything all right? You sound like you got problems going on.
Yeah, life is going life, man.
All right. Yeah, I'll cover down if anything happens, but
all right.
Yeah, you handle your business, man.
And I'm just gonna go and sit in my car. I'm not gonna go anywhere. I'm not gonna eat anything. Just think.
As you are thinking and ruminating with your thoughts in this moment, what kind of car are you in?
I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's a little something. I ain't thought
You in
about
a
much.
you in a luxury?
I mean, yeah.
All right. This man in the newest suburban. So as you are in this luxury car, a sign of your accomplishments and a sign of something that you have done, not something that your father has done, not something that anybody else has wanted or tried to get you to do. Our camera pans out. As we head back towards Riverview, um, kind of over the city, we pan down and we notice, just from what it looks like, just someone walking into an establishment, maybe an office. Aetherius, tell me about your character.
Kai Robinson is. I'm deciding in this moment to make him a short king. I'm gonna make him maybe like. I'll make him 5'8". He's on the shorter side. So we would see Kai staring very intently at one of his walls where he has various things set up. I'm going to say that we're actually like in his loft where he lives at, and we see him with a like boba tea, like the iced coffee, and he's staring and really absorbing. You see him walking through. It's almost like you could see the process that he's walking through one by one as he kind of lays out what is this, a series of different newspaper articles, things that he has like clipped out. And he's a very serious face. This is somebody who's very contemplative. Even as he's like chewing the boba little things, his facial expression is very serious as he takes it down. We see him take out his cell phone. You know, we're going to see him dial a number, and he begins to pace his loft with his head on his shoulders as he waits for someone to answer. I'm going to say that he has like a brief interaction with a customer service person. He is doing a lost password recall type thing. You know, forgot a password for Ouroboros Online. But we would notice that when he gives the information to the customer service rep and they ask for his name, etc., he doesn't say Kai Robinson, which is his legal name. He says Joshua Jackson. And he proceeds to give his mother's maiden name and the street he grew up and a couple of other details so that he is able to access this account. What?
Sir, it looks like we found an account for a Joshua Jackson. Do you want us to just reset that password for you, or are you looking for all of the information to be reset?
Yeah, I'm so forgetful. If you could just reset the password, and then that information, is that something? I just want to make sure my account access will reset and I'll have access to everything.
Oh, of course, Mr. Jackson. That's definitely something we can do here. We were making sure that you just didn't want to reset the entire account, because we understand that some people do get locked out of their account and just want to start fresh. So yeah, we could just reset the password and you'll have your same account and your inventory as well for this. This looks like were you a beta tester for the game?
Yes. Yep. At one point. Yeah.
Oh.
I know. Very cool. Very cool. Interesting. I'm so sorry. I gotta.
Okay. Yeah.
There's a thing. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Yes. Okay. It looks like we've gone ahead and updated that for you. You should get a confirmation email very shortly.
Brilliant. And then is it okay? I need to switch just a few things. If I could put the recovery phone number and the email change just while I have you, just switch those things up.
Oh, you want to go ahead and update the personal information?
Yeah, with the same information that I put in the field. You can make sure that all of that. Yeah. Excellent. Oh
Yes,
my god, you
sir.
have no idea. You helped me so much. Thank you so much. I've been struggling to remember,
Of
and you made my day. Thank you so much.
oh, of course. Thank you. At the end of this phone call, there will be a Oh, I'm so sorry.
A survey? Oh my god, yes, 100%.
Yes. Oh my
I
God.
will tell
Yes.
them you
Yes. So
gave me
sorry. Um,
life-changingly brilliant customer service, and that I found
thank
you
you.
effervescent.
It's time for my quarterly review, and that means a lot. So thank you very much.
And I want to say Kai does do this. He waits until afterwards. He gives like all fives. Kai at some point has had like a shitty job where this matters, and there's some asshole who's like breathing down your neck about the results of these arbitrary. And so he like basically is like all but gives this person like an or like a biography, and they were brilliant. They were fantastic. They truly turned my life and my day around. He just like waxes poetic just to give them like a good
Listen,
review.
you have made Janice's day. Janice has
Yes.
now because they say that these things are like anonymous. They're not.
Mhm.
Janice now knows that it's just like, oh my god, I'll probably get promoted from this. Because beta testers hold a lot of stock in
Mm.
Ouroboros.
Mhm.
So yeah, you have access to this account now. What are you doing?
I think we see the cursor uh, flash in and out, even though the password and everything is already in, and Kai knows that this is going to work. He's kind of staring dissociatively at the screen and has not pressed the button yet. And I think he has this. I think he has this feeling that there's like a threshold he might be crossing here. That like once he crosses over this line, there really is no going back. There's no putting the toothpaste back in the tube. And I think Kai is like an author and someone who does like a lot of like nonfiction writing and true crime investigation. And he is very familiar with the phenomenon of like getting answers and immediately regretting like the search for them. Um, and so I think he weighs this for a moment, and we would see the camera like hover over the enter key, like the intro of an anime, and we would just see his singular pointer finger click into.
So before you are able to click enter, your phone rings.
Shit.
The first thing that you see, publicist, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Uh, we see him enter. Hey, hi, hey.
Hi, Mr. Robinson.
Yes, yep.
Hi. So I just got off the phone with the New York Times. They want to do an interview on you because your book, Finding Noah, is again on the New York bestsellers list, and they just want to get a little bit more information on you, feel how you feel about the book's success, and maybe even get a couple anecdotes from your friends as well, the ones you mentioned in the book.
You see Kai cover the phone and just like he is like he's sorry. Yes. Oh. Mm.
Uh,
That
um,
would be fantastic. Yeah, I think that's a great idea
okay.
for certain.
Okay,
Yes, yes.
we'll go ahead and get that set up. We are going to have to do the interview with you and your friends as well. Do you have a day that would work best for all of you?
I think we would see Kai take the phone from his ear and kind of slide over to his calendar app, which is already open. And I think that in the scope of things, we'd see that there is one day in particular where there's like a big red Google Calendar heading in it. That's clearly like a day of importance, but he scrolls fast enough to where we don't see what's like written in the text field for it. Uh, yeah. Well, tell you what. Give me a day or two. I
Okay.
want to kind of maybe gather the troops a little bit, talk to my friends. I feel like it's weird and kind of impolite to just reach out to like ask about the interview, and so at the very least, I want to like have a reunion or like some pretense of a reunion. So
Okay.
let me handle that, and then I will call you once we're good to go. But brilliant. Tell them yes. Keep me posted. Any questions that they have,
Mhm.
any interview requests that they have, make sure that I get that like right away because I'll be watching my phone.
Absolutely, Mr. Robinson. Anything else? Feel free to give me a call. Give me a text. But yeah, I'm so happy for this, and I'm glad to see this is going even farther than we expected. So proud of you.
Thank you, thank you.
So
And now there's like the unedited like hype. This is, you know, for like a struggling author to hit the NYT bestsellers list is a big thing because now he knows moving forward everything he does can be precluded by New York Times bestseller Kai Robinson. So he is hype. We see him go to his fridge, dig through the bottom past like the where he's the vegetables, get a bottle of champagne that like clearly had been not like full on hidden, but was like obscured. He'd been saving this. And solo alone, he gives himself his own cheers. We see him pop this bottle in and take a sip.
as you give yourself this solo cheers, you look over to your cabinet, which I'm gonna say, like, stop me if I'm wrong. Kai feels like the type to have glass cabinets where you can see the things inside of them from the outside.
Yeah, he would. I imagine he's organized. I gotta like this is separate from myself
Mm-hmm.
because that's the most fantastical thing that I would be like organized enough to have like. But yes, Forrester and Kai, yeah, it's very easy. All organized, almost like you can tell this is not him maintaining this. This is clearly
Mm-hmm.
like he has some kind of paid assistance in doing
Yeah.
this. But yeah, you see it.
So you see next to where you grabbed your glass, a second glass, second fine china, and the last time that it was used was at another celebration. That celebration was with you and Joshua. But now, history seems to be repeating itself. And as you look down from that glass, you see on the counter, kind of propped up onto the side, your book, Finding Noah. And as you cheers solo to yourself, our camera pans out from your house, and we find ourselves in a school. Kids running around. We're looking at like maybe 1 o'clock too. Melvyn, can you tell me about your character?
So Seeker Jones. Seeker Jones is kind of the teacher that all the high school kids are like, oh hey, it's Teacher Jones, what's good? Yeah, you know, everybody's hyped to see Jones. Always the teacher you could come up to after school just to talk to in the robotics lab where you want to learn something new. They're kind of that teacher everyone just goes to. So they seem pretty cheerful, pretty happy. There's a little bit of underlying. They're a little sad sometimes, but they try to keep it together for the kids. This is like their little family. So Seeker comes in pretty early usually. They like to get in before the kids usually try to log into OO before the labs are filled with the children.
Oh, company dime?
Company dime, of course. They try to come in a little early.
My G.
Even on lunch break as well. Sometimes they gotta take a little online break. So that it was about that time. Kids left lunch break. They had a little time to themselves, trying to log into OO, but they're a little hesitant today to log in. they're kind of just staring at the computer in the lab and not sure why they don't really want to log in because, this is what they do every day. But then they start to realize they look at their phone, they see the date on their phone. They start to get a little anxious. And the bell rings. So they know that it's time to start going to the next class, but their focus is not really on there right now. And Seeker's usually dressed up really colorful, fun clothes, really excited, purple hair and their locks tied up. They've got some piercings. So they still look like, they're pretty excited. They're having a great day. They tried to make sure they looked good today, even though they didn't exactly feel all there. But they got themselves gathered. So they're really excited to be with the kids. They're just having a little bit of a tough day.
So dope. So dope. Teacher Jones is one of those that's like, if I had Teacher Jones, I'd be like, hey, yo, Teacher Jones, you got Teacher Jones this year? Oh, yeah, you about to have a dope year. They make sure that you have a fun time. Oh, my God. And you got them last period? Oh, baby.
Best.
So we get to your last period, and this is your seniors. As your class is going, there's a student off to the side that just cracks open a can of Coke and pours the foamiest, crispest that you have ever heard. And they kind of head back over to where the electronics are and the robotics are. Even though you have already warned them once, keep liquids away from the robots. Electrocutions happen.
Kyle,
how do you react? Huh?
How many times do I have to tell you? Can you keep the soda away from the electronics, man? Come on. I've been trying to be cool about this, but
Teacher Jones, I'm sorry. I'm thirsty. It's so hot out. I'm sorry.
I know. I get it. It is definitely hot out right now. But look, you can go to the cafeteria. You can even step over just right outside the door. That's it. It's not that serious, bro. Just come on. Not next to the electronics. I know. Just take a little break, step outside, and then gather yourself afterwards. All right.
I was just really excited because I think I finally got something to work the way that I wanted it to, and I kind of wanted to show you and some of the other people. But you're right. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna head outside. I'll be back.
All right. Yeah, you can show me when you come on back. I'm excited to see what you got working. All right. Go ahead. Finish your soda out there.
You hear a very light knock at the door. And standing in the door is I want to say 5'5" Hispanic woman, straight backed, blonde hair, almost silverish blonde. She's a little older, a little bit heavy set. Principal Lozano is standing and just, Teacher Jones.
Principal Lozano, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, just working with the kids.
Just came by to check on some things. And as the students are deep into their shit, they see Principal Lozano and they're kind of all stiffen up just a little bit, where it's okay, we got to be on our P's and Q's. Can't cuss in here right now. Teacher Jones is gonna fuck us up, and we got to be cool. So Principal Lozano comes over to you and it's just, I was a little worried about you today. In our staff meeting, you didn't seem like you were doing well. Is everything okay?
I'm really glad you checked in with me. I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's a little bit of a rough day, but you know what? You know me. I'm always happy to bring my best face forward. So yeah.
And we love you for that. But you do know that if you ever need to talk or you need to let something out or say anything, my door is always open for all of you. I know a lot of principals say that, but I mean it.
That's really sweet of you, Lozano. I really appreciate that. Yeah, honestly, I'm fine. It's just a lot of things coming up today. Uh, from childhood, but I'm doing all right. So thank you again for checking in with me, especially working with the kids. This really helps keep my mind off things. So
Of course.
hope you good.
I know this time last year was a little rough for you as well. So yeah. Again, if you need anything, feel free to just reach out, or just reach out to a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could do that. Sure. I've got a couple of people I can definitely talk to about this.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you again. I know it's I'm not usually like this, a little flustered, but you already know it's definitely a hard time. But
It's okay.
yeah, thank
So,
you.
of course. And Principal Lozano leaves. Kyle walks back in. It's like, Teacher Jones, hey, you ready? Like, you have got to see this.
All right, Kyle, let's get to it. Show me what you got.
All right, so Kyle walks up, and it's like, how do I put this nicely? This is what you would expect a second grader to put together. This genuinely does look like just building blocks put together, and it's just like there's like a little bit of like a crank wrench here, and he's like, bam.
Wow.
That's what I said, right?
Wow. So what was the inspiration here, Kyle? And what were you going for?
The Louvre.
One more.
The Louvre.
Like the museum.
Yeah, it's just like, listen, I know that they say like art's in the eye of the beholder and all of that, right? This is kind of how I'm taking this. It's just like an interpretation of a thought.
Okay. All right. No, you know what? I really love the effort you put into this, and you
Uh-huh.
were just so enthusiastic. So that's
Yeah.
incredible. Now let's work on the mechanics a little bit and see
You
what it can
haven't
do.
exactly. You haven't even seen what it can do. And
Okay.
he goes over, and like the crank wrench, red herring does nothing.
Oh.
Kind of goes to the back and like presses in like two little sockets. And as sorry, I looked at the chat. Y'all are unhinged. So he goes and presses these buttons, and like there's at the top where there's maybe a diamond that is supposed to be at the top. It looks like maybe this is what it's supposed to be. Maybe it's supposed to be just like a point. It's not a like it's just a point. If you had like a D4, it's the top of that. And it opens up and like starts to like have like little strobe light effects, and he has basically recreated Starry Night in this machine. He's like, see, look, I told you.
Wow, I'm actually pretty impressed. I didn't think it was gonna do that.
You didn't think I had it in me, huh?
No, Kyle, that's not at all what I was saying. I just think that the original presentation of it was a little lackluster, but look, the final product can be way better. This looks amazing, though. You really did a great job. Maybe we could just go back to the basics and brush up on a few things, yeah?
I thought you said that as long as it does the job, then it's fine. But
yeah, no, I'm sorry, Kyle. Oh, no, please don't cry. No, I'm so sorry. You're right. You're absolutely right. I am so sorry. Look, this is incredible. You really did a great job, and you really did use all the mechanics we talked about. It doesn't look super pretty, but it is really cool. and this is a great start. So let's build on it together, all right? Do some teamwork, all right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about that. It's just been a rough week, and I just needed a win.
Oh, Kyle, this is a win for you, all right? You did amazing. Now, why don't you talk to me about your week? Tell me what's been going on.
And as you two are having this conversation, it divulges into him telling you all of his parents' business. Mama cheating with the mailman, daddy cheating with the brother-in-law. It's a terrible experience. It's horrible at home. They won't get a divorce because it's great for the kids, but we're all here. So as this conversation is going farther and farther, taking the entire period, the bell rings. He's like, I think I should go. I think I should go.
All right, Kyle, why don't you go talk to the counselor, set up a meeting for tomorrow, and I'll see you tomorrow for the rest of you, class. I'm sorry, we got a little sidetracked, but I'll see you all again tomorrow. Class is dismissed, all right? Have a good one, everybody.
Okay. And as everybody leaves, they're like, why did Kyle tell everybody his business? What the fuck? He knows we can hear him, right? What the shit is going
so, all right, everyone settle down.
Have a good day, Teacher Jones.
All right, guys.
And as all of this has been going on, your emotions were taken over by Kyle's, and you didn't really have a moment to look into what's actively going on in your life. But you sit back at your desk, you're getting things back together and ready to leave. But as you get ready to leave, you get a notification on your computer.
Seeker goes to look at their computer, see what the notification's about. Oh, what's this?
The second that you get to the email, across this web of people who used to be a tight-knit group, this group of found family who has taken time away from each other because things got a little too hard. Atticus gets an email. Kai gets an email. Altair gets an email. And the from line is from Noah Sinclair. As you all see this notification pop up on either your computer screen or your phone, how do you all proceed? Do you answer? Do you open the message? Or do you close it? The floor is yours, players.
We know like it's Noah's number / email.
You see from Noah Sinclair.
Well, Seeker slams that laptop shut real quick.
So
really?
Hell yeah! What our friend is emailing us from the dead?
That's genuinely fair. Yeah,
that's fair.
I'm not ready
to be
acknowledge that. Like,
parking lot, yes.
You know what?
Right.
Not today.
We're gonna circle back.
I might come back to it later, but I'm not ready for that. Yeah, let me take a minute.
I think I would have. Oh, you go ahead. What does Atticus do?
So Atticus absolutely sees the notification on his phone, brows furrow, what the hell? Closes the phone and heads back into the office.
I think Kai's heart stops for a minute. And I think that there is like this, if you've ever like lost somebody before and like you come across like a voicemail you didn't hear or an email that you didn't see or something to that effect, how it brings up this like level of grief. So I feel like his initial reaction is to try to suppress that a bit. I think that feeling is like white hot is not something he wants to like experience. But I think in his like fucking reptile brain, fight or flight, I think he opens it, he reads it. I think would be painful, but like every part of him would need to know. I think that the way that he has responded to Noah's disappearance was to search for answers. There was just something in the process of doing that made him feel like he was doing something. And after having written a book about this person who's gone missing and now getting a text from their number, I think he compartmentalizes and he isn't going to read it. He's going to read the email or the text.
I have to agree. Like, I think for Alt, they may have just pulled up to work and they're sitting in the library. They have to be in by 7:30. It's like fucking 7:28, and they're just bidding their time in their car, and they probably are just staring out the window like blankly at nothing in particular. And then the notification like wakes them out of their daze, and they go to look at their phone. And like you mentioned, like that immediate like spike of grief like happens. Their like chest immediately like tightens. It gets like a little hard for them to breathe for a second, and they just stare at the name, each letter, reading it like over several times, and they click on it because even if this is like a cruel joke, I have to know what it says.
So, for the two of you that open the letter, you see, hi, I know it's been a long time, and I'm not sure how to even start this, but I just wanted to say I've missed you all. I know you all have grown apart and haven't been as close since I've been gone. Things have been complicated, to say the least. Altair, Seeker, Atticus, and Kai, I want to see you. I think I'm not expecting much, and meeting in person is probably out of the question, but maybe we can meet online? I've missed you all so much. It's been interesting these past couple of years, and I know you all have questions, and I can answer them to the best of my ability. And I'm sorry that I disappeared on you. But take care, and I hope to see you all online. And below that, there is a friend code to Ouroboros Online. And it says, love you. In the message line, you can see that this is emailed to everybody who is in your friend group. It has everybody's email on it. But Alt, what was your nickname for Noah?
Ooh. Alt and Noah used to, like, you know when you were kids and you would fucking play like you were Power Rangers? Or, you know what I mean? Like, you would like role playing before you even knew it was role play, right? We were very big on like that high fantasy wizard witch, like, you know, type bag. And I feel like they affectionately called Noah Merlin, you know, like a nod to like the wizard Merlin and such. I feel like they both made big ass beards out of cotton balls. They found the biggest, bestest stick in the yard that you can think of, and they covered it in glitter, and it was just amazing. I think even Alt still has that stick like at their parents' home still.
Beautiful.
And so they call Noah Merlin. Like that was their thing.
I love that. And at the bottom of the email, you see that it says, "Love Merlin." And Kai, what was your nickname for Noah?
I genuinely think this is simple. There's like some level of I don't know if platonicism is a word. Is that a word? I'm gonna make it a word in this, or at least there was at some level of platonicness to this. But I think he calls him Boo. I think it's just a simple Boo, and I think that like that Boo got more and more complicated and maybe even convoluted in the in what it held and what it meant.
When Noah was around you, they were a little rambunctious, we could say, and they had a penchant for trying to scare you as best as they could, but it never worked because Noah's like as cute as a button. So whenever he would pop up and say "Boo," you would just be like, "Hey, Boo," and that is probably where that came from. And as it grew and evolved into a not so platonic way, as you read through this email, after your name, where it says Altair, Seeker, Atticus, Kai, there was a heart after your name. And at the bottom of it, it says, "Love you, Boo."
Well, I think the camera would see Kai as someone who is in a knife fight with their emotions, not to be visibly crying right now. Is like you're like fighting, you're ready to like square up against the like emotion and I think that there is this fear that like if he like lets go and if he feels the weight or like fully sits with the reality of what he just read, the disappearance of Noah is like a huge like formative kind of moment in his life. He goes on to write a book. I mean, that's why he's able to do what he currently does. And after spending years and years and having the public, right, the people that like listen to the podcasts that he has and read his books, having them try to help out, there's like a surrealism, I think, to him, but I think there's also like some level of hope. Like this, maybe he's alive. Maybe this, I think he's fighting that internally. He's trying to see if he wants to allow himself some modicum in faith or hope that like Noah could be alive.
Beautiful. I love that.
Can I say something real quick?
Absolutely. Please.
I feel like after like I'd say about 20 minutes of staring at this fucking message, tears streaming down their face without them even like, you know how in anime like they just start crying but their face is like still very like neutral. That's exactly like how Alt is crying right now. And I think they would call Kai after a moment because the only person they really still talk to is Kai, and they see that Kai also received the same message. So I feel like Alt would call Kai.
And that is exactly what you do. Tears still running down Alt's face. Kai, you see your phone light up. And you see a photo of Alt looking, just sitting back, like gaming chair and everything is the contact photo. But yeah, do you answer?
I think that there's this thing where just the sound of the ring of the phone will like kind of snap Kai into reality, and I think he's in a place right now where the sound of his phone ringing for anything, be it a notification or someone calling, gives him a cortisol spike for some reason. Like he doesn't have a positive reaction to getting it. There's this like immediate cringe because he feels the weight of an expectation now socially to like, but I think he kind of dreads looking over, and when he flips over his phone and he looks at it and he sees it's Alt, there is like some visible amount of like relief. Like it isn't, there are 1,000 other people it could be, but at least it's somebody he feels like some connection to. And knowing that Alt just got this message, I think he can intuit why they're calling. And so I think he would let it ring for a minute just because he's like trying to fight the bitch ass tears back into his eyes, like actively trying to just like, you know, fight through it. And once he feels like he is solid, I imagine right before he kind of answers the phone.
I think Alt immediately gets into it like, Kai, did you see the message?
Yeah, I saw it. I was gonna call you about it. This isn't real, right? This is some sick fuck, some psycho playing a prank. Like this was, it can't be him. I don't, this has got to be a joke. This is somebody's sick idea of maybe pranking us because it's the anniversary. I don't know, but it's not him. I can't allow myself to believe that.
GM, and correct me if I am wrong about this, but I do feel like Alt would have, like, I feel like Alt knows how to dox niggas. And I feel like they would have immediately taken that email address and searched through every fucking database that they had access to. Like, they have their work laptop with them. They're in the work parking lot. They got the Wi-Fi. I feel like once they would have, like, seen that, read it several times, they would have immediately been like, who the fuck is behind this? You know what I mean? Upon doing that, though, would they have come up with anything?
What Alt immediately would catch is that the email that Noah is using is the exact same one that you all came up with freshman year.
Fuck.
It was the same class that you all shared, the same computer class where they were teaching you, hey, so this is what you do for business class. We need to create like your email, and nobody really understood that it's supposed to be a business email, so it was kind of like a couple jokes here and there, and I think Noah's was like Noah the Wizard was his email, and that is what you see.
Upon that, then I will say, I mean, I thought the same, but it's Noah's email. I looked into it. I was thorough. I know I was. I checked so many times, and it's Noah's email. Could somebody have hacked into it? I don't.
I mean, I made this case.
Before you say that, Kai, hold on. Before you say that, to that point of could somebody have hacked into it? Yes, that is possible. However, nobody outside of your friend group would have known you called him Merlin.
That's true. That's very fucking true. Fuck, that is so true.
So that might not hit you
too.
immediately, but
Yeah.
that is one of the things that you do realize throughout the conversation with Kai.
Yeah. I think actually when they say like that hack portion, they're like, I don't know, nobody, it's not like, you know, Merlin was a well-known nickname for Noah.
I mean, that I can't explain that. That's fair. I can't think of how anybody outside of the five of us would have known that. But I mean, he
and Kai, when they say Merlin, your email does not mention Merlin at all. Yours is signed Boo.
Yeah, he we see Kai like look at he like pulls it up and is rereading it, and to Altair say, yeah, he said something in my email that only the real Noah would know as well. So I mean, if it is him,
What did he say?
he just referenced like a nickname, something stupid that like we used to go. It was an inside joke type of thing that only he would know about. But I find it hard to believe that Noah has been alive this entire time and is now reaching out to us. I mean, I'm just worried that like in the coverage from the book and other things, maybe somebody has learned a lot and is fucking with us. But again, with him saying Merlin in your email and bringing up the inside joke thing in mine, I don't know. Maybe we should contact the others.
I like upon hearing like we should contact the others, they visibly cringe. They're like, and I feel like the silence stretches for a second, and all is like, I haven't spoken to Seeker in a while, and I haven't spoken to I haven't spoken to him in even longer. So if you want to, you're more than welcome. I'm gonna add this account. I'm gonna see what's up.
Yeah, follow wherever that rabbit hole goes. And regarding the other two, I haven't seen Seeker or Atticus in a while, and to be honest, I think I owe Seeker an apology. The way I behaved after the whole thing with you and Atticus and trying to get them to take a side and etc. It's not, yeah, it'd be good to, I think, for all of us to reconnect. And on the slim chance that this is actually Noah, who better than the four of us he's not going to reach out to anybody else. We saw who was included in that email.
I don't know if I can. I don't know what I'd say if I saw either of them in person, if I had to face either of them right now. But I think you're right. I think if anybody's best equipped for it, it's the four of us.
I think we leverage the fact that the anniversary is coming up. You know, I think we use that. It's better than us seemingly reaching out from nowhere to discuss this. It just seems like a natural point for us to connect, and then we can kind of feel it out, and then we can't avoid them for forever. And there was a time when the four of us were like very, very close. So I think it's at least at minimum.
I can avoid them forever. Kai,
No, I know.
you know,
I get it. No, I know the social battery thing. I get it, but at the same time,
know.
like, Noah could be alive. Merlin could be alive.
I really fucking hate when you're right.
And as the two of you have this phone call and you come to a mutual understanding and it devolves into just catching up as old friends do, we take our camera away from this situation, away from your email, and we go to Seeker, who has slammed their computer shut at the end of their workday and is just staring. What are you doing, Seeker?
Oof. Well, I definitely need to take a beat, take a moment to take a deep breath. What the fuck was that? Like what am I looking at? What did I just see? Like it's been 15 years since Noah's gone missing. How could that possibly be an email from Noah? Like that's not possible. Like the disbelief right now is just like I don't even know. Seeker's not sure how to handle this. Seeker's just like a little bit like they were already kind of shaky earlier. The principal noticed that they were feeling off, and now they're just like completely thrown off, just unsure. But after a couple deep breaths, Seeker is gonna open up the laptop and just stare at it a couple more seconds and say, okay, that definitely says Noah. That's Noah Sinclair. That says the email that we've all made together from high school. So, all right, I'm going to open this. I think I'm ready. I'm a little scared, I'm nervous, but right before I open it, though, Secret closes the laptop and says, "You know what? I need to do this from the comfort of my home. I need to, I need to get home. I need to call Atticus. I need to see if anyone else read it already, because I can't absolutely confront this by myself right now. This is feeling a little bit overwhelming. So I think I'm gonna gather myself, grab my things, start getting ready to go home. I look at my phone and I think about calling Atticus right away. I'm like, should I just call him now? No. Let me just wait till I get home. I might need to take a seat and maybe have a drink next to me while I take this call and email.
Beautiful.
Seeker's gonna go on home first and
Okay.
gather themselves.
In this year of 2042, what type of car does Seeker drive?
Seeker is driving the latest eco-sustainable model of vehicle that, it's not luxury. They're still working on a teacher's budget, but it's gas free, not using any resources, use electricity and, natural different things they can use besides gas,
Fancy.
and it's like a bright red because they like a little color pop. Yes.
Love that. How long is your commute from school to home?
Oh, the commute's pretty quick. Riverview isn't that big of a town. It's fairly small, and like they kind of live in the same type of area that they lived in when they were in high school. So that was already only like a 15-minute drive.
Okay.
So, they're thinking about it on their drive. They don't even have music playing. They're just kind of thinking about this email and thinking about what they're going to say to Atticus and
Beautiful.
how just what's next. And they're nervous, but they're excited to just get home quick and figure
Love
out what's
that.
going on.
So as you spend about 20, maybe 30 minutes after getting home, settling down, decompressing, a shower has been taken, a drink has been poured, maybe 2 drinks have been poured at this point, and you are existing in the moments before you reach to your phone to call Atticus. And as you reach for your phone, it lights up. And there is a text message. And it says, from Noah Sinclair.
Is this some kind of sick joke? Like, what?
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
What is the first electrical malfunction that happens in your home?
As Seeker's about to take a drink of their whiskey, after looking at this, all of a sudden the light above them starts to flicker, and they kind of pause and look up at it, and then they take that drink, and all of a sudden the light kind of goes out.
So as this light has gone out and you have finished, is this brown liquor or tequila?
Oh, this is whiskey.
Whiskey, love it. Whiskey straight. So as you have taken your whiskey and you look at your phone and your lights have gone out, you try some of the switches and they won't turn on. The only light illuminating this room is the light from your phone. What do you do?
I don't know what the hell's going on. Might have to go check the breakers, but I can't ignore this text any longer. I'm just gonna open it. I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna read it. Maybe take that last shot of the whiskey first. Put the glass down. Hey. Grab my phone. Open it up.
Do what you gotta do, baby.
Yeah.
So again, you get the same email saying that things have been complicated over these past couple of years and that they wish to meet with you. What was your nickname for Noah?
Well, Noah and I, when we were teenagers, we had these pets, and I had a rabbit and they had a hamster. So we would kind of jokingly sometimes call each other that, and play with our pets whenever we'd hang out at, they'd bring their, pet over and I'd bring mine over to each other's house and we'd hang out. So eventually I started, calling him Rabbit, and Noah started calling me Hamster. And that was kind of our, our cute little nicknames for each other, because, we liked our pets and it was just a fun nickname we came up with randomly with each other.
Love that. So at the bottom of your email, it reads, "Love you," from Noah Sinclair, with a rabbit emoji at the end of it. Like the old ones that has like the actual like outline of it with the brackets and everything. It's really cute.
I love the emoji specificity. It like really
right.
adds that like
That's
extra
perfect.
layer. I love that.
Yeah, wow. That's... So Seeker takes a moment, looks at that, notices the rabbit emoji and goes, wow, that's... outside of us two, like, no one really knew we called each other that. Like, our friends had heard us say it a few times, but outside of the friend group, like, no one really knew about that, so... Seeker's a little nervous now. So many thoughts kind of rushing through their head, like, how could they have gone this long without, reaching out to us? What could have happened to them? So the next thought Seeker has is, all right, I really need to call Atticus now. I need to see if Atticus read it as well. So I close the email app and open up the contacts, and before I kind of hover over Atticus's name for a moment. All right, deep breath. This isn't going to be weird at all.
Question for you though, before you hit that call. Did you accept the friend request?
Not yet. Seeker wants to talk to Atticus first.
Okay.
To see if, anybody else has gotten in contact or if Atticus read it as well. And, what they think we should do next. Because, we still communicate sometimes of everybody in the friend group. We still kind of reach out and talk. And, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
The second electrical malfunction that happens in your home, your lights come back on to their max brightness. And the lamp next to you bursts.
Seeker definitely jumps, gets really scared. What the entire fuck is going on? Go over to check the lamp. All the other lights are acting okay. This one's, blown out. So Seeker's gonna go ahead and get a broom and dustpan real quick because the bulb is just shattered on the ground. So definitely gonna go get that, sweep it up. And Seeker's just kind of shaking, a little nervous right now. They're spooked. They're freaked out because there is already this email from someone who they thought was dead for years, and now all this electrical stuff is happening. So it's definitely time. So Seeker goes ahead and grabs their phone again after sweeping up that mess, calls Atticus, checks in with Atticus.
So, I got the Bluetooth radio in the car, it's attached to my phone and all that. But the music starts skipping like it's a scratch CD instead of, a digital sound playing.
As your Bluetooth starts skipping, and it sounds like, on top of the sound of a skipping CD, it sounds like when you are rolling through radio channels and it plays like a tidbit of one song, a tidbit of the next song. You hear a little bit of like a traffic report coming in, and it settles. It settles on a song, on a station actually. And on that station, all you hear is classical music.
I paid way too much for this bullshit to be happening. I'm trying to cut it all off now.
As you attempt to turn it off, the lights on it stop. The lights on it power down. The music continues to play.
All right, where's my warranty? Like at a red light, I'm like digging through the glove compartment trying to find the warranty on this motherfucker.
And as you are digging through the glove compartment, the power turns back on and your virtual assistant comes on saying, "Email from Noah Sinclair." And the music stops.
I don't think it was ever confirmed that Noah was dead. To my understanding, he just went missing.
Yeah. He just went missing, but most people assumed that after 15 years, somebody's not coming back.
So, Atticus kind of came to terms with Noah being gone by deciding that, he's dead, he's gone, he's not coming back. And that's how he got his closure. And so, like, the prospect of this person that I have, I've gotten my closure from now contacting me, it has to be a prank, and it's frankly, it's pissing him off. but he's gonna have the assistant tell him to read him the message.
So, in the virtual assistant's voice, it starts to read the same email, the exact same portion of saying, "Hey, I miss you guys. I want to see you. I'm sorry I've disappeared. Meet me in Ouroboros." The second thing that happens to you is that as your virtual assistant is reading off this email, when it gets to the part of, "I'm sorry I disappeared, meet me in Ouroboros," and for the rest of the letter, it is no longer the voice of your virtual assistant. It is Noah's voice.
Oh, get the fuck.
And when it gets to the bottom of your email, what was your nickname for Noah?
So, while we were all a close-knit group, I think Atticus always kind of clung to his individual relationships with everybody in the group. You know, obviously he was in a long-term relationship with Altair. You know, he and Seeker go back to playing Pokemon cards or whatever was out when they was little.
Pokemon
And,
is
you
forever,
know,
baby. Yeah.
I think he and Noah were real big on playing cards together when they were younger, and so he always called Noah Ace.
That's actually really dope. In return, as many people in the hood do, every ace needs their deuce, and you were Noah's deuce. So at the end of it, he says, "Love you, deuce, from Ace."
I gotta pull over. I pull over on the side of the road, like.
And as you are pulling over, your car, incoming call from Seeker Jones. And it says it in the regular voice.
Pick up, and hit the green button. You know what to do.
Atticus?
Hey.
Hey. I got an email, and I wanted to check in with you, see if you got one too.
Yeah, I got it.
Ooh, so, what do you think?
So, I thought it was a prank at first. I wasn't even gonna read it. I'm in my car right now. I had the assistant read it to me, and half of it was in his voice.
Wait, what did you just say?
His voice was reading me the message.
Noah's voice was your AI assistant.
It's not what I have programmed as my AI assistant. I have a regular robotic AI assistant, and suddenly it just switched to Noah's voice.
What the hell? Something really weird is happening because my lights just flickered and blew out a lamp right before I called you. I have no idea what's going on, but it is freaking me out.
Yeah. I'm heading home. I'll be home in a couple hours.
Are you gonna accept the friend request?
I don't feel like I have a choice at this point.
Right. Okay, maybe we should log into the game tonight?
I don't even have an account. Alright, yeah.
You don't have an account?
Listen, I bought the game. I have never turned it on. It's sitting at the house, probably collecting dust. I don't have time to game anymore.
Well, I don't know what else to tell you, but you're gonna have to find the time now, because something really weird is going on.
All right.
I could really use the support.
No, I'll be there. Have you talked to them?
Them? Like, Kai and all?
Yeah.
No? I guess we do have to call them, don't we?
Yeah, I guess so.
Alright, why don't you get on home, and, I guess you can set up the game. I'll call you tonight and see what the plan is. Maybe we can do some kind of a group call or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Alright, Atticus. Thanks for, picking up the call. I was kind of nervous with this email and, the anniversary coming up and everything, so...
Right, the timing's too perfect.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll talk to you in a bit.
Alright, talk to you later, Atticus.
End call.
So as you have both ended the phone call, you are still left with a friend request. You don't have to say so if you don't. Or just let me know. Do you accept it? And if so, how long does it take you?
I accept it once I get home.
Okay.
I pour myself another glass of whiskey and then prepare myself to accept the friend request.
Beautiful. As you do that, Seeker, your lights come back to normal. Where the one that is broken is still broken, but it no longer looks like there is a solar eclipse in your house. And Atticus, as you have started to pull off from your phone call, the classical music begins to play again. But when you get home and accept the friend request, it stops. As the four of you have all dealt with this overture of emotions, overture of some of you, weird occurrences, coincidences, who knows? But all of you are filled with what I believe is a small sense of hope. Something that none of you have felt in a long, long time. And as everything around our group sort of fades to black, and we are taken to another person in this instance, someone else, another person who is also close to this group. And at the top of this person's email, the first thing they see: "Hi, Dad.
Thank you for listening to World Replica, a die-RPG actual play produced by BaddieBards. Leave us a comment, rate us, and toss a coin in our Ko-fi. See you next time, players. Logging off.